Hi guys. I just want to say my husband says you have found Waldo finally. I am wearing my Waldo outfit today. Not really. I'm just a hot mess and I like to make delicious food. So, welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making Blissful Summer Wraps, Tortellini Salad, and chips. And chips is basically like French fries. So, also want to invite you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please click at the top under subscribe. That is free. So, let's get going. And also, I'm going to tell you next week we're doing chicken gyros and Greek lemon fries. That is a delicious meal and it's a house favorite. So, we will also make the sauces in the side. So, hopefully, we won't go over an hour. I'll try to do a lot of prep so we can get it done in an hour. So come along with me on this journey. I'm really excited. This recipe can be made in the kitchen or on your grill. We're going to make it in the kitchen, but you can do it outside of the grill just as easily if you're outside. So first off, we're going to mix up our marinade. You only need a cup. So we're going to take that and we're going to put into it, hot mess here, forgot. We're going to start the chips because they take a very long time to cook because you want to get the moisture out of them. So they start out, I took them and I peel them and then I thin slice them and then I boil them for 4 minutes, rinse them in cold water and chill them, okay? Then you're gonna put them, do not overcrowd them in your oil because if you do, then they won't ever get crispy. So we're gonna put a batch in. The deep fryer over here. Make sure you separate them apart because when they're thin sliced like that, they have a tendency to stick together. So you want to make sure you get them apart. The temperature is 375. Obviously, if you have a professional one, you can go hotter. But 375. So it's going to be about 12 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. We'll check them in 10 and see how they're doing. Okay, back to our thing. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. It sounds so loud to me. Anyway, let's make our dressing. This whole meal is vegetarian. So I'm going to tell you at the beginning, my meat-eating husband went and bought mushroom stuffed with crab for me to put in the oven. So excuse me when I put these pre-made mushrooms in the oven. It's not my doings. I would have made them for him, but no. So don't worry, he's a carnivorous man. Okay, so we're going to add in 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. Virgin olive oil, extra virgin is going to give you better flavor. It's not as strong. Then we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Guys, that's where the good flavor comes from. Quality counts when you're balsamic vinegar. Make sure you buy good quality balsamic vinegar. It will give you a better product in the end. Okay, then we're going to add to this 3 cloves of garlic, 1/4 of a teaspoon of basil, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I put it all in here. I'm going to put it in here. And this is where the magic happens in this sandwich. This really makes this sandwich. Without it, you can use fresh basil, but I think the dried basil sticks better to the vegetables. And you know I'm all about the fresh. So you're going to whisk it up good because we're going to brush it on our vegetables after we get them ready here in a minute. So I'm going to set this aside. And I have a cutting board here that's got a lot of tarnish on it. And so we're going to use that one because the balsamic will stain your cutting boards. So first of all, we're going to take an onion and you're going to thick cut it. Thick cut means not like this, like about a half an inch, 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Okay, because we're making 4 sandwiches, so I try to make it into 4 pieces. Line it up here. Then we're going to take our pepper, our red pepper, and we're going to cut it just in half. And you're going to take the seeds and the stem out and throw them away. Also take all that white pithy stuff out. You don't want that. It doesn't taste very good, and it will burn. So I like to do 2 peppers because nobody can have, huh? For how many people? For 4. This is 4. Because you can never have too much roasted red pepper, in my opinion. I'm going to take this. I'm going to turn on my griddle over here. I have a gas stove, so I'm going to turn it on medium. If you're going to turn on your grill, you're going to heat it to 350 to 400. So we got our those. Now we're going to get our mushrooms. These are a little bit different. You're going to get the full heads. First thing you're going to do, these are portobello mushrooms. You need a mushroom brush. You don't have to use a mushroom brush. You can use something else like it. But I find mushroom brushes are just, I don't know, they just make life easier. And take off the outsides. Do not wash them in water. Mushrooms are sponges. They will take all the water up and it'll be a disaster. Then take a spoon and see how you have these gills. You need to take those gills out. That's where a lot of moisture comes from in a mushroom, is the gills. So clean them out. Set them over there. So you're going to do 1 per wrap. So this is, you can buy them in a package like this, or you can pick them out. It depends on your store. I recommend buying them the day you're going to use them. These don't keep very well in the refrigerator long term, so I suggest that you buy them the day you're going to make them. So get them cleaned out. I guess I could have cleaned some of these ahead of time, but I wanted to show you guys this technique. Let me make room. It will all fit on here. I've done it before, I promise. So this is a great summer recipe. When you're going into the heat, like I was saying, you can make these outside on the grill. This is a great meal. You can make your tortellini salad ahead of time, make your chips, then go out on the grill and grill everything and put it together and everybody can eat. So we got it done. Get rid of all these gills. Don't gross out, people. I know some people don't eat mushrooms. Now, you can add to this sandwich that we're making. It is all vegetable, but you can add like smoked chicken or turkey or something to it, okay? Don't have to leave it vegetable. So now we're going to take our little basting brush. We're going to baste everything. And it's just basically doing this. And I'm also going to baste it while it's on the griddle. So what I'm using in the house is a cast iron griddle. It's a square, and it has lines on it. So it's going to give me the char marks exactly like it does when it's on the grill. So if you do that when nobody's home, they'll think you use the grill. Secret. So I'm going to get this guy all, and I didn't say this was not messy because it is. Oh, but this smells so good. Guys, I can smell the balsamic vinegar. I can smell the herbs and stuff in it. This is also going to be in this recipe is in my cookbook coming out. We don't know when. It's a lot of, hopefully this summer. Believe it or not, photographing recipes is a lot of work. So, and it's been crazy around here because Kathy's knee is better. And so guess what I'm doing? I'm working in the yard all the time. And these stupid little squirrels today, I go out and I look at my little seedling flowers that I planted and they dug them up. So I had to replant them. I was not a happy person. Okay, so you're going to have some leftover, but you're going to use that when you're grilling it. So you set that over with your grill. Let me clean my hands off. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to fit all this on this griddle. But if you were grilling out on a regular grill top, I would use a grill, the grill sheets that you can get. They're silicone and don't keep anything from falling through the slots. So let's see. That feels hot. I'm going to spray it with some olive oil. I buy compressed olive oil, which just ran out. I know. I didn't know it was that low. Put a little more on, just so it doesn't stick. I'm just going to sit them on here. You won't really, if you can see it with the wide, can you see it at all with the wide angle? I'm just going to set them on, so maybe not. That's not hot enough. It's not even sizzling. Okay, we're going to set the timer on those that we're going to grill first. We're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes for vegetables. So we're going to let it. Now, this is the hardest thing for anyone that cooks. Do not touch it. Leave it alone. Let it cook. It's fine. It's not going to, it'll be fine. Leave it alone. I'm saying that to myself, guys. I do the same. I can't seem to keep my hands off of stuff sometimes. Like, I'm going to check the chips. Oh, I think they're done. Yes, I did. I'm going to put them in here. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer? You have 2 timers. The timer is about 30 seconds left in vegetables. About 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Okay, so I was right. It takes about 10 minutes. So we're going to take them. I don't know if you guys can see this. We're going to put them in there. Look at how good those look. And you're going to salt them immediately, so the salt will stick before the oil goes down onto the paper towel. So we're going to set those back over here. Oh, those look good, guys. We're going to add some more. I better name this since Alexa, turn off. Okay, Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes for chips. Here is the mushrooms my husband bought. We're going to put those in the oven. Alexa, set a mushroom timer for 30 minutes. Boy, guys, we got a lot going on in here, and I did prep. Well, let's move on to our salad, and we'll come back to our sandwich in a minute. So I'm going to use this big bowl to mix it up in, and then I'll put it in a pretty bowl where you can see it. First things first, I pre-cooked. I like to use the dried tortellini. I use a whole package. I cook it till al dente, which is 10 minutes. And then I rinse it in cold water and put olive oil and put it in the fridge and chill it. I don't use fresh because it has a tendency to fall apart when you do that in the sandwich, okay? I mean in the salad. So we're going to pour it in here, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. The next thing we're going to add to this salad is zucchini. And we're going to take it and we're going to thinly slice it. This salad is like summer in a bite. I tell you guys, it's such a delicious salad. It's one of my favorite salads because it has so many good vegetables in it. It's like a meal in itself. It has protein, it has vegetables, it has starch. It's like everything you ever wanted. And see, now I'm getting worried about the vegetables. Let me check them real quick just to make sure they're doing, oh, they're fine. They're fine. I'm worrying for no reason at all. Okay. So we're going to get this sliced up. I use a small zucchini because it doesn't have a lot of seeds in it. And it's not, you don't want a lot of seeds in your zucchini because it's not very tasty in a salad. So always use a little baby one. Don't use the great big ones. Save those guys for your zucchini bread. So there's our zucchini. Dump it in. This recipe is good. I have played with this recipe. It's changed over the years. So there's a lot of different things that I put in it. Next, we're going to take a carrot. I've already peeled it, but we're going to chop it up. I'm going to cut it into a couple pieces. And just one carrot. I mean, look at this. Already we have so many things that are wonderful. Chop it up a little bit. Cover your ears. There's our carrot. Also, so you guys know, I've started a series on kitchen pet peeves of mine. They will be showing up on TikTok and also on my YouTube channel. So we have one carrot, one zucchini, and our package of that, of tortellini. Now we're going to move on and we're going to put 1 pint of tomatoes cut in half. I did that already. Let's pour those in. And next ingredients is going to be 1 bundle of green onions. So I've already peeled them. They're ready to slice. And you're going to do the whole thing, the white.
Your vegetable timer is done.
Okay, Alexa, turn off. We're going to turn our turn your vegetables over. I'm having a time with these onions. It's hard to keep them together in one stack. Okay, Alexa set an 8-minute timer for the vegetables. Okay.
Alexa set an 8-minute timer for vegetables.
We're gonna cut. Okay, so we're cutting up our salad here, our onions. We got our chips going. We got our vegetables going. You can make the salad in the morning and then toss it with the dressing and the cheese at the end right before you serve it, and it'll be great. So, or the night before, you can get all the stuff together and just add the tomatoes and the dressing and stuff the next day. So we're going to dump our onion in. That's 1 bundle of onion cut up. Next, we're going to take broccoli. Now, I blanched the broccoli, and the reason to blanch the broccoli is a couple things. It seals in the nutrients, and it takes the bitterness out. So you just want it cut up into bite-sized pieces. Nobody wants to get face whipped with salad dressing and a piece of broccoli. You don't want to cut them up when you blanch them because they'll get mealy on you. So you want to do it after. You run cold water over them after you blanch them for about 3 or 4 minutes. They're going to change color. You can see how they turn that beautiful green. I just did 1 head or 2 small heads, not a whole lot. It's just, you know, you don't want it raw in there because raw broccoli is very off-putting, and it also, some people have gastric problems with it, so I always recommend blanching. Even when I put it on a vegetable tray, I'm going to blanch it. So blanching has been around for years. Next, we're going to add to this marinated artichoke hearts. I have found up here these wonderful little babies, and look at that. They've been grilled. They're so delicious. So cut them in half and throw them in. If you have full-size ones, you're going to want to cut them down a little bit more than that. But 1 jar, and that jar can be any size. If you don't like artichoke hearts, leave them out. I personally don't think you can have too many. Other people think 1 is too many. You know, I don't hold that against you. Everybody should eat what they like. So this salad, I highly recommend putting or taking out whatever you don't like, okay? There's no reason to not modify things to your taste. So this original, I don't think the original recipe had artichokes or broccoli, and it called for parsley, and I do not eat parsley. This is Kathy's recipe, and this is also in my new cookbook coming out. I am so excited about this cookbook, And I know that Izetta and I both will, I think we'll have to take a weekend away once we finish it. Okay, so we got our artichokes in there. Now, let me wipe the cutting board off. So I do highly recommend, a lot of people don't like Alexa in their kitchen, but I highly recommend you use Alexa in your kitchen to keep track of stuff when you're cooking, because you notice it keeps me in line, because otherwise you forget which timer is going off. So we're going to add some dill. I buy my dill like this because that's how much dill I use. Okay, we're going to put about 1/4 cup. Take your stems out. You don't want stems. Nobody wants to eat stems. I mean, seriously, guys. Nobody. So dill is one of my favorite fresh herbs. Also, I highly recommend planting your herbs in your garden. Not in your garden, out in your flower bed. I put herbs throughout my entire flower bed. I've always done it because I like the way it smells. I like being able to get fresh herbs. But I just found out recently it also discourages chipmunks, gophers, and squirrels. And boy, oh howdy, do I need to put some in my back bed because I got squirrels. So, and they like to dig up my flowers, my bulbs, and they eat off my flowers. The mean little varmints. Okay, so throw that in. And let me check my vegetables. Oh, they look good. Almost ready. Okay, now we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Let me choke on my... You can put 1/2 cup to a cup. I just pour until I feel like I have enough. But you can, the true measurement is 1/2 to a cup. So, I think this is a cup. So, in here. So, I put about 1/2 cup in. Now we're going to toss it. Isn't it a beautiful salad? Imagine taking this to a cookout. Everybody would be like, ooh, la, 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 look what you made. Well, that's what I hear anyway. So I'm sure you would too. Okay, so now we're going to add salad dressing. You're supposed to add 1/2 cup to a cup is what I say. That means pour.
Does it matter what salad dressing?
No, you can use oil base or cream base. This one here is a creamy Parmesan. I got to take care of the chips. I'll tell you guys in just a second. Salt my chips. These are wonderful. These keep even after you're done eating. After they cool, you can have them at another time. You can keep them. So let's put in, I think, close to our last batch here. Oops. You want to set the timer for 10 minutes? Wow, guys, I'm hoping you can hear me because it's loud in here. This is like a sizzle meal. Okay, so I'm going to mix it up and see if I want more dressing. So you can make it light or you can make it heavy. I make it medium. But this is... Oh, I'm using creamy Parmesan, but you can use any oil base or Parmesan base. You could use ranch. You could use anything you like. You use Thousand Island, whatever. But yes, but I find that like ranch or creamy Parmesan or an Italian oil vinaigrette works best. So I'm going to pour it into my pretty bowl here. I like to mix it up in a different bowl because it's messy. Do I have everything in here? Yes. I'm going to apologize for my grand dog. Oh, our vegetables are done. Let me go over here and get them off. Alexa, turn off. So I'm going to take a platter over here and remove them. Whoop, lost it. Okay, we're going to sit this over here for right now. And we're going to put our mushrooms on. Put them with... Okay. Woo! Put your mushrooms with the capsicum. Oh. Oh. Huh? Okay. Put the mushrooms with the cap side down. So you have them up, okay? You're going to keep this cutting board to cut on. And then you're going to pour some of this on the top. Okay, Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes for vegetables. Okay. Where was I? Oh, our salad. Guys, I just have to taste it. I can't help myself. I'm not normally a tasting cook, but this looks so good. Look at it. I'm forced to do this. Oh my God. If you guys could be here. I'm looking forward to supper now, guys. Let's get this done. I'm starving. We're going to move this over here. And while we're waiting on those, we're going to start chopping up our other stuff to make our wraps. Well, I better turn on my grill. Hold on a second. Let me turn this on. Now, know your stove so you don't overcook something, okay? Or turn it up too high. I got a new griddle and I love it. It's the best griddle I've ever had. It's a carbon steel. It's made in. Highly recommend it. And we had it too hot and it was not a good thing. Okay, so we're going to cut our peppers up. I let the people in the family build their own wraps. We're going to make one though, which will be mine. But I let them build their own wraps so they can put as much or little of whatever vegetable they want in it. Also, any of the vegetables that are left over make a great omelet the next morning. So don't worry, they won't go to waste. Or they're good chopped up in scrambled eggs, or you can make a marinated grilled vegetable salad. I mean, the list goes on, guys. So we're getting these guys done. There's our peppers. And the onions, I just kind of cut up a little bit. They're hot, but that's okay. Everybody says I have hands of steel. It's because, okay, let me let you on a little tip. I don't have hands of steel. I do get burned, but not how to keep from getting burned is don't take your hot thing and clamp down on it really hard. That's what burns you. Only lightly touch it. That way you can tell how hot it is. And then you won't burn yourself. When I forget, woo, that hurts. So we got our vegetables chopped up. Now I'm going to talk about the tortillas. I live in a place that's hard to find good tortillas. So I usually make these with either spinach or sun-dried tomato wraps, but I could not find those. So you can make it with a flour tortilla, okay? So we're going to have this out here. We're going to start working on building it. Now you can use either plain goat cheese, feta cheese, or herb goat cheese. I prefer herb. So we're going to get some herb on there. And you just want to take a knife and cut it up into slices, thin slices, and put it down the center of your tortilla. And the reason I like herb is it gives it a little more flavor. But like I said, you can use whatever. I love goat cheese. I love the creaminess of it. I realize not everybody does. That's fine. You can use any cheese you like. Yes. Also, the wonderful thing about it is my daughters and I are both lactose intolerant, and these are lactose do not affect your lactose intolerance. So it's nice not to have your stomach upset. Let's see, where are we at? Those are looking good. The chips are almost done. That means I gotta taste one. Look at this, guys. Look at this chip. Mmm. Tastes like dark russet potato chips, which are my favorite. So I did use 4 russet potatoes. When I make chips, I make 1 potato per person. So I'm making a serving of 4 tonight. So I did 4 russet potato, bacon potatoes, the long skinny ones, about this big around, and I peeled them, sliced them up. I used my crinkle cutter, but you can use a regular knife. Okay. Wow, I think I outpaced myself. Yes.
We'll talk about next week.
Oh, yes, we'll talk about next week. Next. That's the vegetables?
I don't know.
You didn't let it talk. How am I supposed to know when I'm turning? I think it's the vegetables. Okay, let's do 4 minutes, Izetta. That's the other mushroom. Say poblano or portobello.
4-minute poblano.
We are heart mess. It's portobello, not poblano. That's a pepper.
I knew I was wrong.
It's all good, guys. Okay, so next week we're making chicken gyro, which means we will be making flatbread. I will mix it up ahead of time, show you how to fry your own flatbread. We'll be making tzatziki sauce. So I'll talk to you about some of the steps. Some of the stuff I'll have done ahead of time because it needs to sit. And the chicken has to be marinated ahead of time, but we'll talk about what goes into the marinade. And then we'll grill the chicken, probably outside. We may, if my husband's not out on his mountain bike, because guys, it's light outside, so he's out riding his bike. And then we're going to make garlic lemon fries, which is a Greek lemon fries, which is Greek fries with a lemon sauce that you dip them in. And let me tell you guys, that is delish. So we're really looking forward to that. That's one of my family's favorite meals in the summer because I won't make it except for in the summer because our grill's usually in the garage because otherwise it would be covered in snow. And my husband does not like digging it out. But I guess I could do them on our little cast iron grill over here. I don't know why I've never thought of that. Okay, let me check our chips again. Oh, I do use peanut oil in my fryer. You can use vegetable oil if you're allergic to peanuts, but I highly... Alexa, turn off. I don't know what's done. I guess it's the chips. We forgot to name the timer. See what happens? Okay. This meal is coming together into a perfectness. Look at that. There's our chips. Aren't they beautiful? We're going to put those right there. I think our mushrooms are getting pretty close to done. Now, we're almost done. So next week, that's going to be what we're going to make. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It's a delicious meal. The leftovers heat up nicely. And making your own flatbread is just the delicious way. And it really is easy. As long as you use like a KitchenAid stand mixer or any kind of stand mixer will work. So you don't have to knead it. But other than that, It's an easy meal. It's a nice one for the hot summer. So we're taking us into that. So we're waiting here for our mushrooms. Oh, they're looking good, guys. Looking good. I have so many pieces of cast iron that it's ridiculous. Underneath this thing, I just have tons of them. So I didn't look up the history of anything for you guys this week. I thought I would focus on cooking simply because I had a lot to do, I thought. I didn't know. So please also, we are now current. Also, I wanted to talk about, I just planted a garden and I'm planted it with someone else on a 5 acres. And we are going to be doing probably, I want to say in August, we're going to start doing some of the streaming. It's going to be processing vegetables, like making your own fire. Oh, there they are. Alexa, turn off. So we're going to be making our, oh, don't touch cast iron. Hold on a second. Let me get these off of here, guys. Okay, so here's our mushrooms. Don't they look good? We're going to slice them up. They're very hot, so I'm going to use my tongs to hold them still. I will be showing you guys how to make your own fire roasted tomatoes and freeze them. We will also be doing like processing of different things out of your garden and how to make your own pesto to freeze and have it throughout the winter and have it nice and fresh, like it's fresh out of the garden. So that's going to be something I'm going to do a couple of times in August and September probably. Okay. Now we're going to build this wrap. Look at that. Look at that. That just looks deliciously big mess. Okay. So we're going to add our mushrooms. We're going to add some peppers. And we're going to add some onion. Now, how do you fold a wrap? I also want to say wraps, nobody knows where wraps came from. Basically, California. And I was reading somewhere. Shoot, I wish I would have remembered. Okay, so you fold the ends in. Make sure you can bring it over. You feel like you work at Taco Bell now? And over like this. Now you're going to put it down on your griddle. We're going to let Izetta move the camera. So we're going to put it. Wait, guys, wait. Okay. Put it down like this. Take it. Any oil or anything? No. Press.
What can they use if they don't have a fancy press like
that? A flipper and hold it down yourself. Yeah, a metal flipper. So we're going to get, what are we going to get? Kathy's going to get something. Plate. Yes, plate. We're going to put it on a plate. So it only takes a couple of minutes. Look at that. Do you see how pretty that is? Doesn't take long once you get to this stage, guys. You are like 5 seconds from a delicious bite. So we're going to let it sit there for a sec. Also, when you use the griddle, you cannot use a griddle on a smooth top stove because it will break it. But you have to turn on both burners. If you only turn the front one on and not the back one, even if you're not using it, it will warp your griddle. So don't do that, okay? Heads up. Let's see. Yep, and we are done. And look at that baby. Okay, we're going to cut him in half. Look at that. Is that not the most delicious thing you ever saw? Then we're going to get ourselves Kathy did not get a spoon for the salad. We're going to add some salad to a bowl. Look at this bowl. Guys, isn't that cute? It says delish in it. I think it's adorable. Okay, we're going to get some salad in our bowl because Kathy doesn't like our food getting soggy or touching each other. So,
Perfectly okay.
You know, we all have our thing. We're going to put it like this, and then we're going to add some chips. And that, guys, is our summer blissful wrap. Oops, blissful summer wrap with tortellini salad and chips. And I want you guys to have a great summer and make sure you try this. Feel free to rewatch it as many times as you want on my YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're shooting for 1,000 followers. Let's get there. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.